His best friend shrugged.
Well, you're an asshole, but you're our asshole.
He slapped Max on the back, his expression sobering.
Look, Cindy died 4 years ago, and you haven't been with anyone seriously since.
Neither one of them mentioned Max's penchant for sex clubs on the weekends. It had been a way to fill the emptiness inside him, nothing more.
But Gabe is right,
Declan said.
I see how you look at Lucy. You should do something about it if your intentions are solid.
They finally were. For years, Max had denied his need for Lucy and the emotional bond he knew they would share if they took things to the next level. Fear had driven him. Now Max was finally ready to go after the woman he'd always wanted.
Just don't blow it, or we will have an issue,
Declan cheerfully added. Max didn't need to be told twice. He made his way across the lawn and veered between guests, coming up to where Lucy and her date stood by the bar. Before he could interrupt, he caught their conversation.
I hope we don't need to stay much longer.
Lucas glanced at the ostentatious gold watch on his wrist, his impatience obvious.
I have calls to make, so I'd like to get back to the hotel soon.
Lucy's eyes opened wide. It's my brother's engagement party. I'm staying until the end, longer even, so I can spend time with my family. Lucas ran a hand over the top of his stylishly cut blonde hair. Looked like Lucy had a type, too. Not that Max thought he had anything more in common with the director than hair color.
Come on, babe. You live in LA, and your brothers are way across the country here in New York, so how much do you really want to spend time with them? We've been here an hour. I say we're good to go,
Lucas said, cementing Max's gut feeling. The man was an uncaring ass. What kind of asshole got between a woman and her family, Max wondered, curling his hands into tight fists. And how could Lucy be with the bastard if he didn't understand what her brothers meant to her, and why? Her pretty eyes filled with angry, frustrated tears. You leave then. I want to be here. Lucas studied her face for a beat, clearly assessing whether she was serious.
Fine, we'll stay.
But he didn't sound gracious about the concession.
But I'm going to need to make a few calls from the car, okay?
Before she could answer, he nodded.
Okay.
He had the gall to wink at her, then leaned over and placed a quick peck on her lips. Max's fists grew tighter. Part of him was disgusted by the other man's mouth on hers. Another knew a woman like Lucy deserved more than that pathetic excuse for a kiss. If she belonged to him, he'd seal his lips over hers and thoroughly devour her luscious mouth. He'd make sure his tongue swiped through the deep recesses of her mouth so his taste lingered inside her long after they parted. And he'd damn well ensure that he left her lips puffy and well-kissed so that no other man would try to make a move on his female. Caveman mentality? Maybe. But those were the feelings Lucy Dare's stirred inside him. Instead of waiting until Loverboy walked away, Max strode over and slid an arm around her waist.
Hey, princess.
He'd been calling her that since she'd turned 16 and spent the day wearing a crown. As she'd grown up, the nickname had stuck. Max, I didn't see you arrive, she said, startled.
Business meeting. I ran late,
he explained. And I want to hear all about the newest restaurant you're planning and which chef you've managed to lure away and from which pissed-off restaurateur. Max grinned, excited to share the details with her. Very few knew about his plans. He was waiting to do a press release and promo op with his choice.
You know me well.
Since her boyfriend was busy glancing at his phone, Max cleared his throat and said,
Aren't you going to introduce us?
Lucy blushed. Max Savage, this is...
Lucas Kellen,
the other man said, shaking Max's hand in a limp grip.
I'm a director out in Hollywood. Oh, I thought you were Lucy's boyfriend. Seems to me that's what's important here.
Max, Lucy chided, clearly not wanting him to cause trouble. Lucas frowned at Max.
I'm both. I just thought you might have seen my movies.
Max turned to Lucy.
We need to talk.
But she glanced at her boyfriend.
Go on,
Lucas said.
He'll keep you busy.